my fabulous peeps. Happy Monday. Happy marvelous Monday. Here's Teacher Melanie, your financial rep, your you name it. I do everything from the womb to the tomb, making sure that your financial house is built right and tight. And so I am on. It has been a moment. I know it has been a moment. I'm sorry, you're like, what happened to Teacher Melanie? A lot has happened in Teacher Melanie. For those of you that don't know, unfortunately, um, June 1st of this year, I lost my only brother unexpectedly. And then July 24th, I lost my father. And I can tell you, it has been a season for the books. One chapter that I would love to forget, but it has happened. And so now I'm here, I'm back, getting into the groove of things because the crusade for me is different because of all that I've experienced, and now just be able to share with you what I've experienced with making sure that things were in order. And I can tell you that in the space of 2 months, spending over $50,000 plus for funerals and everything else that goes along with it is something I was not excited to do whatsoever. But what I was excited for is that my financial house was built right and tight. Right, my brother, unfortunately, he wasn't unfortunately. Fortunately, he was one of my clients, and he followed the information that I shared with him in making sure his financial house was built right and tight. And so he had everything. Thank God for that, and my father as well. But it's definitely been a season for the books. You know, to lose two of the most important men of my life, the first two men that ever loved me, my father and my only brother, has definitely rocked my world. But now my crusade as a financial rep is so much more important, because I realized that had it not been not having things in place, and it easily could have to do a GoFundMe or ask and cousins and family members or whomever, to help bury them. And thank God my family and I, we did not have to do that whatsoever. We did not have to do that. And I think about, right, of a family, because when death hits your house, knocks on your front door, sits on your lap, right, lay down with you, when it comes that close, it is a pain like none other. I would not wish this on my worst enemies, okay, whatsoever. And I don't wish bad on nobody, because I don't want it to come to me, and I don't wish it on anybody. I don't care who it is. But it has come. And so now, all that my family and I have experienced, now it's for me to be able to share that, from having to plan funerals, which I thought the funeral and the burial was all the same thing, and it is not. You plan for the funeral, the burial is also separate. You can spend just as much money on a funeral, which could be about 14, maybe 12,000, and the burial that much more, okay, as well, right? And even if you decide, well, I'm going to do cremation is about 6 to 8,000. I'm going to have my little stuff, but I just wanted to be able to come on so I can get back in the groove of things as well. And so a lot of times people say, oh, well, I just want to have burial, and we hear that burial is at least 18,000. And I'm saying burial, at least, if you just want to bury your loved one and that's it, okay, you need to have at least 25,000. At least 25,000. That does not include if you're going to feed people, if you're doing viewing, or whatever the case may be. At least 25,000. Okay, that's the funeral and the burial. If you want to do cremation, I would say at least 8,000, and that is it. Just a cremation. That's it. That is just that. It is just that. And so for me now, I think about my brother. Because people say, well, I'm single, I don't have any children. My brother was single, he did not have any children, he wasn't married, right? but he had his financial house right and tight, okay, and he left a legacy, and so now we're able to be able to take that and be able to create opportunities for children and just really keep on his name. And same thing for my brother as well. But I really think about those that you, those that say I'm single, I don't need it. You do, or if you have married, if you're children and you're single, you need it that much more. If you're married with children and you have a spouse, whatever, you need it that much more. You need it. It doesn't matter what stage of life you have. You need to make sure that your financial house is built right and tight. And this is how ironic that this month is Life Insurance Awareness Month. You know, when I was getting my license several years ago, and I was understanding more and more the importance of it. I had it, and just counseling so many families, which I'm so glad that I do, and I'm so honored to do that. But now for me, it's so much more important because when you have your life insurance as well as your investment at the same time, it creates such a win-win for you and your family. You know, that's what I do. I make sure, because I do term insurance, right? Because you just get more for your money. But also having the investment. That's why I say it's from the womb to the tomb. But that doesn't include that doesn't include custodial planning if you have children, as well. Your retirement planning and making sure that you have your investments. That money is working for you just as hard as you are working for it. I'm telling you, life could be devastating. Now, mind you, I want you to know that it has truly been a devastating season, but it could have been so much worse for my family and I. So much worse, right? Because I always talk about two losses. You have the loss of the loved one, and when you have the financial loss, because in a space of a few weeks, 7 weeks apart, can you imagine having to spend over 50,000? And it's more than that, just on funeral. It doesn't include everything else. It doesn't include feeding people or all that other things that go along with it. Could you imagine the devastation? You know, we hear about those GoFundMes and those fish fries and all those things. Listen, those things are nice, but they do not help a family enough. They do not help a family enough. So what am I saying to you? Why am I on here? Why I am just so passionate, that much more, so eager to make sure you understand the importance of having life insurance. You know, and I talk about income protection. Yes, it is truly the income protection because it is for the lives that are left behind, because the person who passed, they can't take nothing with them. When I say, I mean, as I said, this experience has opened up my eyes so much. You know, I know that death is real. I know it's a part of this, it's a stage of life, but I never thought in a million years that my brother or my father would pass, because I've always saw them epitome of life, of health, and you know, and it's like, oh my gosh, if they can pass, if they can die, anybody can die. It's real. It is real. And so I want to encourage you, right? I do offer a complimentary financial analysis to see where you are and how I can help you in making sure your financial house is built right and tight. And also, I'm also looking too, because this crusade for me is serious. Anybody who's interesting, who wants to be able to have a business, right? They can work from anywhere on that, right? Get licensed, get training, get support, as well, to help you to make sure that you understand the financial game plan for yourself, and in the process help others. If that's you, I want you to reach out to me. I want you to reach out to me. If you're just like, well, Teacher Melanie, what I really want is a financial game plan, reach out to me. If you're like, Teacher Melanie, I need it both. I want to have some extra money that I can have more money to save and invest, right, and make sure my financial house is built right and tight, and have a business, reach out to me. Reach out to me. Don't sit here and say, I wish I should have, I could have. You know, my father had a saying. He says, don't say you should have when you could have and you didn't. You hear what I said? Don't say you should have and you could have and you didn't. That's by the great Bishop Obadiah Bailey, my father, my friend. All right, so I want to encourage you, listen, don't sit here willy-nilly, think that life is not going to happen, because when it comes knocking at your door, are you ready for the unexpected? Are you ready to have to shift your whole life? Are you ready to experience a loss that no matter what stage of life that you'll be good? Are you ready? Can you handle it? Can you handle it? So, like I always say, remember to pray, plan, and believe, because God is still in the business of doing miracles. Make it a great day. Bye, fabulous.